Hello, friends. In this video, I'm going to lead you through a controlled, strong flow. So go ahead and get some groovy tunes on if you like to practice to music. Make sure you're in your comfy clothes and that you're as free from distractions as you can be for the next little bit. And when you're ready, today we will come to our mat in child's pose. And so you can sit with your knees wide apart or your knees close together. Choose what's best for your body right now. And then sink your hips back to your heels. Fold forward, reaching your arms out in front of you. And we'll take just a few moments to kind of tune into our body and see where we're at right now before we start our practice. So taking a moment just to settle in. And then just noticing the breath without changing it. Just letting it naturally flow in and out. Noticing how it feels going into your nostrils and back out your nostrils. And then you can start to deepen your breath, bringing it down into your lower belly or your lower back if your belly's on your thighs. Bringing it into your side body, expanding your ribs out to the sides. And seeing if you can fill all the way up to your shoulders. And then if it's part of your practice and you want to start invoking your Ujjayi breath, you can go ahead and do that, constricting the back of your throat as you inhale and exhale. And then you'll inhale and you'll exhale. And on your next inhale, come up to hands and knees, making sure that your knees are under your hips, your hands are under your shoulders. And we'll just start by doing a little thread the needle to open the shoulders up a little bit. So on your inhale, raise your right arm up to the sky. Exhale, reach it through and hover. Also getting a little twisting in the spine. Inhale back up to the sky. Exhale and hover. Inhale back up. Exhale. And bring it all the way through, resting the top in the front upper arm onto the ground. Trying just for a minute to keep your head straight, forehead on the ground, so that you really get a stretch and outer shoulder. You can reach that left hand up above your head. And then you can even try tilting your head just a little bit, looking to the right, increasing that stretch in your upper arm and shoulder. And then you can bring it back to center, sinking in. Now, if you like, you can rest your right temple on the ground. Really just sinking all your weight into that arm. Before we come back up, left hand in front of the face, pushing back up, stretching that right arm back to the sky, and dropping it back down, placing it right under your right shoulder. Then we'll lift the left arm up. We'll thread it through and hover. We'll lift it back up. Thread it through and hover. Back up. Thread it through. Go ahead and then just place it down on the mat. And we'll do the same thing, trying to keep your face straight to start. Seeing if you can increase that stretch at all. You can reach your right arm out above your head. And you can do that same thing, kind of tilting your head a little bit to look over the left shoulder, seeing if that increases the stretch. And when you're done experimenting with that, you can turn your head and rest your left temple on the ground. And then on your next inhale, bring your palm again in front of your face, lifting your left arm up to the sky and dropping it back down. And we'll move into just a couple rounds of cat-cow to keep warming up the spine. So on an inhale, tilting your butt up to the sky first and then rolling up into your shoulders and looking forward for cow pose. Making sure that you're not sinking into your shoulders, but really pushing up, pushing your shoulder blades onto the back of your back, knitting them together. Holding here just for a few breaths. If you want to experiment with that, you can kind of drop into your shoulders, push back up and away, and pull shoulder blades together. And you can sink back down, see what it feels like to be in the correct position. Shoulders away from ears. Gaze straight forward, not cranking your neck, but really creating space. And then one more breath here. And then slowly on your exhale, tilt your pelvis down. Again, rolling from the pelvis up until you get all the way to the upper back, rounding the spine into cat pose. Again, not dropping into the shoulders, but lifting up out of it. Looking between your knees, really pushing in and feeling that stretch all the way up through the back of your neck. And then we'll just move through those two poses a couple more times. So Inhaling, coming back to cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. And then coming to a neutral spine. So crown of the head reaching forward, tailbone reaching back, navel to spine, elbow pits pointing forward. And then we'll just stretch out the wrist a little bit by flipping the fingers back towards your knees, palms down. You can kind of do a little circling or back and forth movement here just to feel it out. And then you can flip that palm over, or fingers still facing your knees. Just get into the back of that wrist a little bit. On the other hand, and then place your hands back down on the mat just maybe a few inches beyond your shoulders. And really make sure that your fingers are stretched out where you plant the hands. And then we'll come back to child's pose before we tuck our toes and lift up into down dog. And just establishing this posture. Feet can be hips width distance or together. If you need more space, you can walk them back or walk them forward if you're too far. You can bend one knee, pedaling out your dog, or walking your dog, as some people say. You can sway your hips a little side to side, twisting and getting a little stretch. And then just reestablishing to settle in for a few breaths. Sinking your chest towards your thighs. Pushing up out of your shoulders, shoulders away from ears. And pushing some of your weight back into your heels. Tilting your hips up to the sky. And then on an inhale, walking slowly up to the top of your mat. Till your feet are between your hands. Your knees can be bent or straight here. You can grab onto opposite elbows, just releasing the lower back. You can sway side to side. Just releasing, doing what feels good here. Relaxing the head, the neck, resting your belly on your thighs. And then we'll drop our hands and slowly roll up vertebra by vertebra. Again, initiating by tilting the pelvis up and then rolling that up through till you get to the top of your spine, and then rolling shoulders back. Head up. Arms come down by your side. And then again, just feeling what it's like to be standing here. Crown of the head reaching up to the sky, feet firmly planted in the ground, shoulders away from ears, hands relaxed by your side, navel towards spine. And then we'll breathe in and out. And on your next inhale, raise your arms up above your head, stretching up as high as you can. And then just take a little side bend to your left. Pushing the hips out to the right. And on your next inhale, coming back up to center. And bending to the other side, pushing your hips out to the left. And then your next inhale, coming back up to center. Cactus your arms. Bring your chest up to the sky. Little back bend. Making sure not to crunch your neck. And then reaching the arms back up. And we'll fold forward with a flat back. And on an inhale, come halfway up. Hands can be on your thighs, on your shins, or on the floor. Just making sure that your legs are straight, making sure that your back is flat, your shoulders are away from the ears, shoulder blades pulling slightly towards each other. Gaze out slightly in front of you. And then you'll drop back down into a forward fold. And on your next inhale, come up halfway, hands on the mat, knees can be bent or straight, and lift the left leg, toes to the back of the mat, coming in for a low, knee down, or high, knee up lunge. And then slight back bend. Again, gaze out in front of you, trying to really pull the chest through the shoulders. And then planting the hands to the ground, pick up the right foot, step it back to down dog or to plank. And then knees down or knees up, lower down, all the way to the belly. Release your toes. Raise your head, nose, chin, chest, baby cobra. Exhale and release. Again, baby cobra on the inhale. Really using your back muscles more than your hands to lift your chest up off the ground. And final time, baby cobra. Exhale and release. And then from here, leave your forehead on the ground. Just stretch your right arm straight out beside you so that it comes to a T shape. And I find I get a little more sensation if I then bend my elbow, making a 90-degree angle, bringing my hand up, kind of parallel with my head. And then just roll over and push into that left hand until you get to your edge in that shoulder. This is called broken wing. If you want more, you can lift that left leg. You can put the foot planted on the floor behind you. You can bring your left arm behind you if you need more stretch. Just feeling that stretch in the front of your shoulder can be pretty intense. And then we'll gently roll back out of that. And we'll do it on the other side. So bringing your right hand back in and planting your hand by your shoulder, left hand out beside you, capital T, or bent arm. Again, I think the bent arm gives me more sensation. And then pushing and rolling till you reach your edge of that stretch in the shoulder on your left side. And then when you're ready, roll back out of it. You can push back up straight into plank or back to child's pose to down dog. And then on an inhale, step your left foot forward. High or low lunge, knee down or knee up. And again, just get that stretch through your chest, stretch through your front of your right thigh, groin area. Kind of sinking into it just for a few seconds. Chest pushing forward, gaze out in front of you. And then on your next exhale, bring your right foot up to meet your left. Inhale, halfway lift your way. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up with a flat back. Exhale, hands to heart in front of you. Just take 1 or 2 breaths. And then we'll start moving with our breath. So breathing in, arms up overhead. Exhale. You can come down through the center. You can swim your arms out to the side. Folding forward. Inhale. Halfway lift your way. Exhale, fold forward. Hands plant to the mat. Left leg steps back. Coming up. High lunge. And then dropping your back foot to the ground. Opening up into warrior two. Reverse warrior. Exhale, hands to the mat. Right leg steps back. Down dog or plank. Knees, chest, chin, or chaturanga. Inhale, Bhujangasana, cobra pose. Again, using your back muscles to lift your chest. Exhale and back down to the ground. Push back up. Down dog. Left leg steps forward. Up to high lunge. Dropping the back heel, open up into warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, hands to the mat. Left leg back. Plank or down dog. Lower down on an exhale. Cobra pose. Exhale, release. Back through child or push up to plank. Down dog. And then come to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Inhale, rise up with a flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, right leg steps back. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, open up to warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, hands to the mat. Inhale, come back. Exhale, lower down, cobra pose or up dog. If you're in up dog, pulling your chest through your shoulders. And then exhale, back to down dog. Step your right foot up. High lunge. Warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, hands to the mat. Right leg back. Lower down. Inhale as you come up. Exhale, back to down dog. Inhale and step or hop forward. Inhale, flat back, halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Inhale, come up. We'll do that a couple more times, moving with your breath. Exhaling on your way down. So trying to have one breath per movement and really focusing on the breath, this time left foot back first. Focusing on the breath initiating the movement. Lunge, warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale to lower, hands to the mat. Inhale to come back. Exhale to lower down your way. Inhale. Exhale. Come back to down dog. Left foot steps forward. High lunge on the inhale. Warrior 2 on the exhale. Reverse inhale. Exhale. Hands back down to the mat. Vinyasa, your way. Inhale, come up to the front of your mat, halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Inhale, up with a flat back. Exhale and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold and go back with your right foot this time. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step back. Lower down. Inhale, up. Exhale, come back. Inhale, right foot forward. Come up to high lunge. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, hands to the mat. Right foot back. Lower down. Inhale, up. Exhale, back. Both feet to the top of the mat. We'll do that again, once on each side. Focusing on your breath. Exhale, fold forward. And I'll stop cueing so much so that you can tune in to your breath, your body, stepping back with the left foot first. And stepping back up with the left foot to move to the other side. And both feet up to the front of the mat. Coming back up on the inhale. Starting with the right foot this time. Right foot back. Right foot forward. Both feet to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way back up. Tadasana. Again, just feeling what it feels like to be in your body, standing, feet planted onto the ground, crown of the head up to the sky, letting the heartbeat slow down just a little bit, and kind of rocking back into your heels, and then up into the front of your feet, finding your center of balance over your feet. Navel slightly into the spine, shoulders away from the ears. And then on an inhale, raise your arms up, stretch up. We'll cactus the arms just a little bit to come in for another back bend. Again, not crunching the neck, lifting from the chest and the heart. Inhale to come back up. Exhale, hands to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands back down to the mat. Left leg steps back. Listen for change. Lift up into high lunge. Reverse twist over that right leg. Right arm going back. Left arm reaching to the front of the mat. And then inhale, reverse. Sinking into it just a little bit. Getting that twist. Grabbing the left thigh with your right hand if you can. And then releasing. Bringing that left hand down to the front into an easy twist. And then exhale, hand to your hip, and lift that right foot. We'll come in for side plank. So bottom leg, knee can be down, knee can be up, feet stacked on top of each other. And then for a little more stretch, you can reach that right arm over your right ear before you circle it back around. Come back down into plank, to down dog, and then step that left foot forward, coming up into high lunge, and then reverse twist over the left leg, right arm to sky, reverse lunge, sinking into it, just a little bit here. Exhale. Right arm down, left arm up to the sky. Easy twist. And then lift the left leg, roll onto the right foot, side plank. Really trying to keep those hips square to the front, not drooping down, holding, using your obliques to hold yourself up. Again, shoulder away from ear. And you can stretch left arm over left ear before you roll back, coming out of it. Back to down dog. You can come in for a vinyasa here, drop to child's pose, stay in down dog. Your choice. Then we'll come back to the top of the mat. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms reach back up. Exhale, fold back down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, left leg back. High lunge. Again, twist open over the right leg. Reverse. Left hand down, right hand up. Easy twist. Side plank. This time, if you want, you can bring your right foot behind you and stretch up into a wild thing. And on your exhale, come back to plank, vinyasa, or skip it. Same thing on the other side. Step your left foot forward. Come up to high lunge. Twist open over the left leg. Reverse your lunge. Exhale, right hand to mat. Left arm up. Twist. Side plank. And then again, you can take that top leg, place your toes on the ground behind you to come in for a wild thing. Exhale, back to plank. Down dog, vinyasa, child's pose. Feet to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Inhale, come up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands plant to the mat. Left leg steps back. Inhale, come up to high crescent. Exhale, we'll open up to warrior two. We'll hold here for a few breaths, establishing yourself in this pose, making sure your knee is directly over that front ankle You can see your big toe. Hips are square in front of you. Gaze over the right arm. Breath is soft. Face is relaxed. Two more breaths. Making sure the shoulders haven't crept up to the ears. And then breathe in, straighten the front leg, reverse triangle. And then facing back to the front, arms open to the side. Hinge over your right leg just until you reach your edge. And then drop right arm down, left arm up to the sky, triangle. Exhale, bend into the right knee. Inhale to reverse your warrior. Exhale, hands to the mat. Down dog or vinyasa. And then step your left foot forward. Come up high lunge. Open up to warrior two. Again, hold here. About 10 breaths. Shoulders dropping away from the ears. Shoulders over your hips. Your hips are squared in front of you. Gaze directly out over your left arm. Lifting up your toes on your front foot, making sure you're not gripping. Arms in one straight line from the back to the front. And then on your next inhale, you can straighten that front leg. Reach up to reverse triangle. And then bring your arms back out, hinging over your left leg until you reach your edge. And then dropping into triangle. Trying to make it so that your body's in one plane, like it's between two panes of glass or two walls. And then bending into your front leg, reaching back up for reverse warrior, hands to mat, down dog or vinyasa. Just holding down dog for a few breaths. And then come to the front of your mat. Halfway lift. Exhale and fold. Inhale, come up with a flat back. Exhale, hands to heart, and then step back so that you're facing your screen. And we'll come in for a wide leg forward fold. So paralleling your feet. Heels are slightly kicked out. Hands on hips. Chest lifts. And then dropping down into your forward fold. Hands can come to the ground. Hands can come to your big toes or your ankles or through behind your legs. Just breathing and getting that stretch. Relaxing your head, letting it hang loose. And then when you're ready, coming back up, halfway lift. And we'll just turn our back leg pointed towards the short end of the mat. Bring your body over the leg. You will probably need to adjust your back foot. Bring it in just a little bit. It should be pointed diagonally up to the top corner of your mat. And then we'll come up. Square off your hips. And then fold over that front leg. And when you get to your edge, releasing your head, you can drop your hands. Just making sure that those hips stay square. Pushing in to that right front toe. And if your feet are on one railroad track, be sure to separate them out hips width distance so that you can keep your balance a little better here. And then lifting up halfway, hands back to hips, coming back up. And then we'll just reverse that. So walking your back foot in, front foot back out. Again, adjusting your stance. And then bending over that front foot with a flat back till you reach your edge. Hips should still be square. Dropping your head. You can drop your hands to the mat. Again, pushing into that front big toe. And releasing everything and trying to relax into it. Halfway lift. And just bring your back foot back up to the front of your mat. Reaching up with a flat back. Hands to heart center. And then coming up onto your toes. Keeping your gaze straight out in front of you. See if you can bend your knees and kick your hips back and lower all the way down into toe stand. Keeping your heels lifted, coming down as slowly as you can or as you need to. And then holding here. Once you arrive, you may need to just tuck your little pinky toes under more if they're stubborn like mine. And then reach your hands forward. Roll your feet flat onto the ground. And then roll all the way back into boat pose, Navasana. So you can hold the back of your thighs. Most important thing here is to make sure your chest is lifted up to the sky. Your toes might be on the ground. Your feet might be outstretched to the sky. Your arms might be outstretched to the sky, but not just being sure not to curl your back inwards. Your arms could be outstretched beside your legs, just holding here for a few breaths. And then on your next inhale, breathe deeply, and exhale, and slowly release. Holding in half boat, just for a few breaths. Shoulders off the ground, feet off the ground, legs out in front of you. Again, chest lifting to the sky. And then dropping down and relaxing. And just noticing how your body feels now. Then you can bring one knee in, the other knee in, kind of rock side to side. You can come in for a happy baby, grabbing the bottoms of your feet, kind of pushing your knees down towards the floor beside you. Again, rocking side to side. You can straighten one leg, you can straighten both legs. Whatever feels good to you here. And then release your feet, touch your feet to the ground beside each other, and then just drop your knees out to the side into Supta Baddha Konasana, reclined butterfly pose. You can put your hands on your belly. You can create a little diamond with your hands, thumbs, and index fingers touching, and then reach that diamond over your head with bent elbows. Just kind of digging that symmetry of the three diamonds, legs, elbows, fingers, all lined up. Shoulders relaxed. And then you can release that if you want to come into Shavasana, stretching your legs out down to the corners of your mat, arms out beside you, palms up to the sky, tucking your shoulder blades in, stretching the back of your neck by bringing your chin slightly tucked into your chest. Then take a deep breath in through the nose and sigh it out through the mouth. Do that 2 more times. And then just making sure you're comfortable, all your clothes are in the right place, your hair's out of your face, reestablishing that long spine, letting the feet flop out to the sides, and just relax and be as still as you can for the next few moments. Letting the work of your practice integrate into your body. No work left to do. Just be still. Letting the muscles fall away from the bones. Face relax. Scanning the body for any bit of tension and releasing it as you find it. Letting go of the breath. Just letting yourself be breathed. Letting go of any thoughts. Just as your thoughts arise, just noticing them, letting them go, keeping the stillness. And as thoughts arise, just letting them go, keeping the stillness. And then when you're ready to come out of it, since I have a giant truck in the background, you can slowly wiggle your toes and fingers. Big stretch. Arms above your head, point your toes, stretch. Exhale, bring your knees to your chest. Rolling onto your left side. Coming back up to seat.
I hope you have a great day. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.